Hey toy collectors, welcome to another super exciting, outrageous toy review. Today, we're taking a look at some Warhammer 40,000 miniatures I finished painting. My friends and I started playing Warhammer during 2nd edition. We continued to play with the 2nd edition rules through 3rd and up to the beginning of 4th edition. Over that time, I played Space Marines for a long time. Eventually, I got tired of that. I started an Imperial Guard army, and at the same time, or towards the end of kind of building that army, right as we were finishing up playing, I started collecting Orks for some reason. And I bought a set of the, at the time, new Ork Boyz, and based on the 2nd edition codex, I decided to make some Death Skull Boys out of these guys, because I knew my Ork army was going to need some heavy weapons. 2 of these Death Skulls are armed with heavy plasma cannons. I was taking these plastic boys and trying to make heavy weapon and Custom-Combi weapon troops out of them, using stuff from my bits box. One of the plasma cannons came from a Chaos Dreadnought, and the other one came from a Devastator Space Marine model. I really think both of these guys are interesting looking. I tried to go with figures that were wearing helmets for the Death Skulls. They seem a little bit more armored and militant in that sense. Not quite as idolizing of the Imperium as the Storm Boys, but still, you know, you need a helmet if you're firing off a heavy weapon. Technically, he's holding this plasma cannon upside down from the way it gets mounted on the Chaos Dreadnought. But it has more detail here than it did over in this area where I hollowed out a little spot for his arm. So I just decided to mount it upside down. Too bad it hides that cool skull. 2 of the boys are armed with missile launchers. These are plastic RPGs that actually came with some G.I. Joe-like action figures. I believe these are from Core figures, or they might be from Remco figures. I don't even know. But they were little black RPG launchers. I cut some of the handles off and glued them on these guys to represent missile launchers. Like I said, I was trying to build this army on the cheap. I was in college, and so the price of the boys was enough for me, and I just kind of bitboxed the rest of it. This orc is armed with a heavy bolter. This actually is again an arm from a Chaos Dreadnought. A buddy of mine played Chaos when we were in high school. After he built his Dreadnought, he gave me all the bits. He just wasn't really into storing that kind of stuff, and I had a pretty extensive bit box. So I mounted this on his shoulder. I added a little ammo belt there that came on one of the Ork sprues going into the back. I think it turned out pretty cool. I think this is a kind of a fun miniature. I also put a little targeting piece over his eye, like a scope built into his helmet in a way, just because I thought it gave him a lot of character. My high school buddies and I always played friendly games, so as long as you could tell that the model was supposed to have a heavy weapon, we didn't actually worry about which one it was. So if you had guys armed with plasma guns, and for that game you wanted to make them multi-meltas or last cannons or whatever, we understood it as long as you kind of stated it up front. So I had a lot of fun converting these guys. 2 of these guys are supposed to be custom-combi weapons, and I slapped together a plasma pistol and a flamer and a last gun. The other guy has 4 different weapons, a flamer and a stubber, and I don't even know what all. And then the last guy, using the front end of a heavy flamer from a tank model, as well as a handle to a bolt pistol, and then I used a piece of real wire to connect that weapon to the tanks that are strapped on his back. I think that effect turned out really well. Thanks for watching this super exciting, outrageous toy review. In the comments down below, let me know if you enjoy this wargaming content. Make sure to like, subscribe, and check out our other videos.